I know, but you can see the scene.
Only 26 people have finished it in nearly 40 years, and over 800 have failed. The Barkley Marathons isn't just a race. It's a psychological torture through Tennessee's brutal backcountry, where runners chase the impossible with no GPS, no sleep, and almost no hope. This course doesn't just test endurance, it destroys it. The story begins with one of America's most notorious criminals. In 1977, James Earl Ray, convicted for the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr., escaped from nearby Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary. After 54 hours of freedom, Ray had covered only 8 miles through the rugged Tennessee wilderness before being recaptured. Gary Lazarus Lake Cantrell, who often hiked these same mountains with his friend Carl Raw Dog Henn, heard about Ray's escape and mocked the assassin's poor performance. "I could do at least 100 miles, Cantrell declared, and thus, the Barkley Marathons were born. The race was first run in 1986 and named after Cantrell's longtime neighbor and running companion, Barry Barkley, who died in 2019 at age 70. The early years proved Cantrell's sadistic vision. The original course was approximately 50 to 55 miles with about 25,000 to 27,000 feet of climbing, and runners had just 24 hours to complete it. No runners came close to finishing, which Cantrell called a rousing success all around. In 1988, Frozen Ed Furtaw from North Carolina became the first to finish the original short version with a time of 32 minutes and 14 seconds. By 1989, the course was extended to include both a 55-mile short one and a 100-mile long one. The application process alone weeds out most potential competitors. There's no official website, no public information about how to apply. Potential entrants must discover the secret email address and send their application at precisely the right time. The application fee, a measly $1.60, representing 1 penny per mile for both the 60-mile and 100-mile races. But paying the fee is just the beginning. Applicants must complete an entry form filled with bizarre and irrelevant questions. Past examples include, what is the most important vegetable group? On its Zrenia, what will be the 119th element on the periodic table? Zrenia and write the Gettysburg Address in Savi. Following this mental torture test, candidates must write a full essay titled, "Why I Should Be Allowed to Run in the Barkley." Only 35 to 40 runners are accepted each year, largely due to restrictions by Tennessee park officials. Those lucky enough to be selected receive what Cantrell calls a letter of condolence, warning them that they have a very bad thing waiting. Even more twisted, Cantrell deliberately selects at least one sacrificial virgin or human sacrifice, an accomplished runner who, based on their answers, he believes has absolutely no chance of finishing the race. The entry requirements reveal Cantrell's eccentric personality. First-time Barkley runners, known as virgins, must bring a license plate from their home state or country as part of the entrance fee. These plates are hung from trees each year as mementos of broken dreams. Previous racers must donate an item of clothing based on Cantrell's current needs. Past requirements have included white shirts, socks, and even a size 18 flannel shirt. The most elite group, those who have actually finished the race before, must submit a pack of Camel cigarettes as their registration fee. The race itself begins in typical Barkley fashion. The start time is kept secret until the last moment, occurring anywhere from 11 p.m. to 11 a.m. on race day. A conch shell blown 1 hour before signals the countdown, and the race officially begins when Cantrell lights a cigarette. In 2022, the race had its second earliest start in history, with the cigarette being lit on March 8th at 6:54 a.m. local time. The current course, established in 1995, consists of 5 loops of what's officially called 20 miles each, though runners estimate each loop to be closer to 25 miles. The total elevation gain exceeds 66,000 feet, equivalent to climbing Mount Denali approximately 3 times. The course winds through unmarked terrain with comically named landmarks: Checkmate Hill, Hillpocalypse, Little Hell, Meat Grinder, Ratjaw, and Testicle Spectacle. Runners must complete the loops in a specific pattern, 2 clockwise, 2 counterclockwise, and the final loop in whichever direction the leading runner chooses. There are no aid stations except water at 2 locations. Navigation relies entirely on compass and map. No GPS devices, altimeters, or electronic equipment of any kind are permitted. Adding another layer of complexity, competitors must locate between 9 and 15 books hidden along the course and remove the page corresponding to their race number from each book as proof of completion. The book titles often contain themes of death and darkness, such as Death Walks the Woods, Heart of Darkness, and A Time to Die. Runners receive odd numbers only and get a new race number at the start of each lap. If a page is lost, the runner faces immediate disqualification. The time limits push human endurance to its absolute edge. Runners have 60 hours total to complete the full 100-mile race, an average of 12 hours per loop, including any rest time. The 60-mile fun run version allows 40 hours, averaging 13 hours and 20 minutes per loop. The physical and mental toll is devastating. Runners experience severe sleep deprivation and hallucinations with virtually no time to spare for rest. In 2006, a 75-year-old runner became lost for 32 hours after covering just 2 miles of the course, eventually wandering into a different county. That same year, nobody finished even the 60-mile fun run in under 60 hours. When runners inevitably drop out, a bugler plays taps upon their return to the start point. Cantrell has noted that the funeral call rings out all night long on the first night. The failure rate speaks volumes about the race's brutality. 55% of all Barkley races have ended with 0 finishers. More than 30 competitors have failed to reach even the first book, just 2 miles into the course. Despite the astronomical failure rate, a select few have conquered this beast. Mark Williams of the United Kingdom became the first to finish the full longer version in 1995 with a time of 59 hours, 28 minutes, 48 seconds. The current record holder is Brett Mon, who completed the course in 2012 with an incredible time of 52 hours, 3 minutes, and 8 seconds. Jared Campbell holds the distinction of being a 4-time finisher, more than anyone else in the race's history. John Kelly, a 3-time finisher, has provided insight into Cantrell's complex personality, describing him as someone who comes off as a sadist that's out to torture people and watch them fail, but he loves nothing more than to watch people succeed. The most recent breakthrough came in 2024 when Jasmine Paris became the first woman ever to complete all 5 loops within the time limit, finishing the event just 99 seconds before the 60-hour cutoff. Prior to Paris's historic achievement, the best women's performance was Sue Johnston's 66 miles in 2001.
I know, but
The guy's standing there.
but you can see the seam.
Cantrell has observed that most finishers share common characteristics. They typically have science or engineering backgrounds, and all except one had advanced degrees as of 2013. Gary Lazarus Lake Cantrell serves as the race's puppet master, continuously modifying the course to ensure it remains at the very horizon of human potential. His philosophy is straightforward. Most runners should fail to complete the race, as failure is essential to growth. Each time someone finishes, Cantrell makes the course more difficult. Cantrell's health concerns became apparent in 2023 when he could only place one of the 13 books around the course, having previously placed all of them himself in prior years. Despite his ailing condition, his commitment to the race's brutal standards remains intact. The race gained significant attention following the 2014 documentary, The Barkley Marathons, The Race That Eats Its Young, which covered the 2012 edition. This exposure created tension within the running community. Veteran participants preferred the race remain obscure, while younger athletes welcomed the recognition. Despite increased media attention, the race maintains its countercultural character through its low monetary cost and bizarre eccentricities. The number of entrants remains capped at around 40, preserving the exclusive and intimate nature of this extreme challenge. Even those who fail often return, drawn by an inexplicable magnetism. Ed Thomas, who completed the first loop as the 15th finisher with a time of 10:49 and 5 seconds but couldn't find a critical course marker during the second round, perfectly captured this phenomenon.
The Barkley is a beast, but I don't know. I can't wait to do it again.
The race represents the ultimate test of human endurance, a place where runners discover their true limits. For some, like Thomas, it serves as a metaphor for life's greatest challenges. He chose to run Barkley while his brother struggled with addiction issues, wanting to go down the same hard road type thing that he was going through. The Barkley Marathons continue to attract elite ultra runners seeking the ultimate challenge. As of 2025, the full 5-loop race has been completed within 60 hours, a total of 26 times by 20 runners. A completion rate that makes finishing this race one of the rarest achievements in endurance sports. The race that kills more dreams than winners stands as proof that sometimes the most valuable victories come not from crossing the finish line, but from discovering how far human determination can push the boundaries of what seems impossible.
For Biles, she's set to prove to herself and the rest of the world that she can perform at a maximum again.
Simone Biles just stole the spotlight, and it wasn't with a flip, a twist, or a gold medal. At the 2025 ESPYs, she said one sentence, just 9 words, that turned an entire theater into laughter and the internet into chaos. Was it a harmless joke or a bold statement in the middle of one of the most heated debates in sports? Let's find out the viral moment that's got everyone talking, from fans to political pundits, and why it might be the most talked about 10 seconds of her entire career. The moment came when Biles won the Best Championship Performance Award for her 2024 Olympics all-around gold medal. She was competing in a category dominated by male athletes: Golden State Warriors sharpshooter Stephen Curry, Los Angeles Dodgers first baseman Freddie Freeman, and golfer Rory McIlroy. When her name was called, Biles rose from the front row where she sat with her husband, NFL player Jonathan Owens of the Chicago Bears, who kissed her as she headed to the stage. Standing at the podium, Biles received the trophy from LSU college basketball player Flau'jae Johnson and rapper Busta Rhymes. Then came the line that would ignite social media. That was very unexpected, especially in a category of all men, so thank you guys so much. The Dolby Theater crowd erupted in laughter, but online, the reaction would be far more divided. To understand why this comment exploded across social media platforms, we need to examine the recent controversy surrounding Biles. Weeks before the ESPYs, she had engaged in what media outlets described as a high-profile, gender-based feud with Riley Gaines, the former collegiate swimmer and current Outkick contributor. The dispute centered around the heated debate over transgender athletes in sports, a topic that has become increasingly polarizing in recent years. Riley Gaines has become a prominent voice in opposing the inclusion of transgender women in women's sports competitions. Her platform as an Outkick contributor has amplified her viewpoints on this issue. The specific details of their social media sparring involve the broader conversation about gender categories in athletics, making Biles' comment about being in a category of all men particularly loaded. The fan reactions revealed a stark divide in public opinion. Team Curry supporters expressed outrage at the award decision. One fan wrote, "Simone Biles over Steph Curry's performance? I hate you guys." Another escalated the criticism. How does Simone Biles get best champ performance over Steph hitting 5 look-away threes in the gold medal game? Curry's exceptional performance during the 2024 Paris Olympics. The 37-year-old basketball star had delivered a historic performance in the gold medal game, hitting 8 three-pointers in the Olympic final. Fans argued that his 5 look-away threes represented one of the most dominant individual performances in Olympic basketball history. However, Team Biles supporters pushed back against the criticism. One defender wrote, "Simone Biles still triggering weak, fragile ego Magamin after all these years." This response highlighted how the controversy had quickly evolved beyond sports performance into political territory, with supporters framing the criticism as rooted in gender bias rather than athletic merit. More balanced perspectives emerged from fans who acknowledged both athletes' extraordinary achievements. One tweet read, "This is why I don't watch the ESPYs. All credit to Simone Biles, but how can Steph hit 8 threes in an Olympic final and not win the award?" These reactions focused on the difficulty of comparing performances across different sports rather than attacking either athlete personally. Despite the online controversy, Biles maintained her composure throughout her acceptance speech. Before addressing her victory, she opened with a tribute to recent tragedy. "Before I get into it, I first want to offer my sincere condolences to all those impacted by the devastating flash flooding on July 4th in Central Texas. Words can't replace the pain, but our hearts are with you in this tragic time. The Texas floods had left an estimated 132 people dead and another 160 missing earlier that month. As a Houston native, Biles felt compelled to acknowledge the victims before celebrating her achievement. This gesture demonstrated her awareness of issues beyond sports and her connection to her home state. Biles then delivered a gracious acceptance speech. "I'm honored to receive this award. The recognition means more than you guys know. I would like to thank the people who have stood with me on this journey, my teammates, my competitors, my coaches, family, and fans who have lifted me up every step of the way. I wouldn't be standing here without all of you." She emphasized the collaborative nature of her success, stating she would proudly share this award with my team of supporters. Biles continued, "Having a strong support system that understands your dreams, who are willing to show up for you, not just when you're winning, but when you're struggling too, is really important. My sincere gratitude, appreciation, and love to all of you who have stood with me on this magical journey. All the highs, lows, twists, and turns along the way." Her response to the online criticism reflected what many described as unbothered energy. The day after the ceremony, on July 17th, Biles posted an Instagram carousel captioned, "Getting ready for the ESPYs." The 5 photos featured her Glam Squad preparation and moments with her husband. Her followers flooded the comment section with fire and smiling face with heart-shaped eyes emojis, showing continued support despite the controversy. The 2025 ESPYs, hosted by comedian Shane Gillis, saw Biles take home not 1, but 2 awards. In addition to Best Championship Performance, she won Best Athlete, Women's Sports, defeating Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone in track and field, Gabby Thomas in track and field, and Aja Wilson from the WNBA. These victories brought Biles' career ESP total to 7 awards, according to People magazine. Despite losing the Best Championship Performance category, Curry maintains the higher career total with 8 ESPYs on his mantle. The 2-time NBA Most Valuable Player has won Best NBA Player on 3 occasions: 2015, 2021, and 2022. This year, 2025 NBA Most Valuable Player and 2025 NBA Finals MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander claimed the Best NBA Player award. The controversy highlighted ongoing debates about gender categories in sports awards. Mixed gender categories like Best Championship Performance create situations where female and male athletes compete directly for recognition. This structure differs from separated categories that acknowledge achievements within specific gender divisions. The timing of Biles' comment created what many described as a perfect storm for viral content. The recent Riley Gaines controversy had primed audiences to interpret her words through a political lens. Her competition against beloved male athletes, particularly the popular Curry, intensified scrutiny of the award decision. The loaded nature of her all-men comment in the current political climate around gender in sports provided fuel for both supporters and critics. Social media amplification turned a brief award show moment into a trending topic. Quote, tweets and reaction videos spread across platforms, with users adding political interpretations from multiple perspectives. The incident demonstrated how a single joke or comment can divide opinion and generate sustained discussion in the digital age. Simone Biles continues to dominate conversations both in sports performance and cultural commentary. Her 11 Olympic medals and status as one of the greatest gymnasts of all time ensure her platform extends far beyond athletics. The intersection of sports, politics, and social media means that athletes like Biles operate in an environment where every public statement faces intense scrutiny and interpretation. The ESPY Awards moment represents more than a single controversial comment. It reflects broader tensions about gender in sports, the power of social media to amplify and politicize moments, and the challenges facing athletes who compete in an increasingly polarized cultural landscape. Whether intentional or innocent, Biles' observation about competing in a category of all men has ensured this moment will be remembered long after the awards ceremony itself.
Oh, Divine. Oh!
Oh, 61!
At just 15 years old, Divine Iheme has taken the sprinting world by storm. The young British sprinter shocked everyone at the BFTTA Indoor Series in London when he shattered the 20-year-old 60-meter world record for his age group, running an unbelievable 6.71 seconds. What makes this even more